West Coast Comics.
Hey guys, how you doing? Alright, I'm going to do another top 10 video, and for those of you that have seen my top 10 videos, you know that I don't do it the way that a normal top 10 anything is, where 10 is the least favorite and then 1 is the best. No, I don't do it like that because, you know, well, this is going to be about my top 10 favorite video games over the years. And really, there's none of these that I really love more than another one, because they're all great to me for some reason or another. So, here we go. Top 10 video games. 10 great video games. That's what we're calling this. So, there it is. And the number one, well, the first one that I'm doing, it was from 1989, way the hell back then, on the NES. It was called The Battle of Olympus. I love this game. This game was all about Greek mythology, and because I'm such a big fucking nerd, I love Greek mythology. I love it. In this game, you play Orpheus. You are Orpheus, and you're out to rescue your girlfriend who's been kidnapped by Hades, Helen, or Helena, or however you want to say it. But whatever it is, Hades is the big bad guy, which is in Greek mythology. Hades was not the big bad guy. He really wasn't. But of all the Greek gods, he is by far the scariest because he's, you know, the god of the dead and all that. So it's easy to vilify him. One very funny thing about this game is that it's basically Zelda, what was it? The Adventures of, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. The Adventures of Link, whatever it's called. Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, yeah. That's what this is. This is like a carbon copy of that game. It's the same thing. The character Orpheus, he does the exact same animations when he goes to hit, like Link does in the Zelda game. When you get hit by somebody, you know, you get knocked back a little bit. It's the exact same animation that Link did. Also, when you kill somebody, like a bad guy or whatever, for some reason, I don't know why this is, but little numbers pop up over their head and they float up to the sky and then they disappear. I have no idea why that is, but they did that in Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, so they do it here. I don't know why, but it's a carbon copy of the damn game. But I love it. I always loved Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link. I loved that one more than I loved any of the other ones because it was a side-scroller. Hate me if you want to, but that's how I feel. Anyways, yeah, so if you have an NES, I would highly suggest getting this. Particularly also if you really like Greek mythology and that kind of stuff. In this game, I know you get to fight the Cyclops and Harpies and the Minotaur. Oh, I love the Minotaur. He's so cool. Yeah. The Battle of Olympus. Love the game. Moving on, the next one that I picked is from 1998. And I had this on the Nintendo 64. This is Rogue Squadron. The Star Wars game Rogue Squadron. Now, of course, you know me in Star Wars, so I had to put Star Wars on here somewhere. But this is a flight game. That's all it is. You're in the jets, and you know, the A-wings, the X-wings, the B-wings, the V-wings. As far as wings go, that's as far as I remember. But yeah, you're just flying around. It's funny. I used to play this all the time with my friend Amit, and we loved it. But looking at it now, the graphics on it were so bad that it's basically deplorable. If you go to shoot the stormtroopers, you know, you're flying around in an A-wing or an X-wing or whatever, and you got to shoot the stormtroopers. They're just running around on the ground, slower than shit, by the way. They actually are. It's not like they just look like it, but they actually are cardboard cutouts of stormtroopers running around. Wow. That's kind of bad. That's not even kind of bad. That's just bad. That's really bad. But the controls on the jets, all the vehicles that you could fly, were just fantastic. You could fly the Millennium Falcon. You could fly Slave One. You could fly TIE Interceptor. You could fly a Naboo Starfighter, because this was like around the time that the Phantom Menace was coming out, so they wanted to cash in on that shit. Yeah, you can fly all these different types of vehicles. They're really cool. I think they even have a TIE fighter that's called like a TIE... What the hell is it called? TIE Defender or something like that? I can't even remember. But it's such a cool game. The controls were so amazing. It was fantastic. It looked like shit, but it handled really well. So I'll put it like that. If you like flying games, that one was just fantastic to have. Yeah. So now I'm going to move on. Next one. This one's from 2003. I had this one on PS2, and this is one that I'm sure probably none of you ever heard of before. It's called Gladius. Gladius is, well, here's the funny thing. It's a LucasArts game. So right there, you know, I just did the Rogue Squadron, and now I'm following up with this. This has nothing to do with Star Wars. Like, at the time, you know, LucasArts would make, like, I don't know, 10, 15 video games a year. And if they made 15 video games a year, then at least 12 of them were Star Wars. This is one of the other 3. This has nothing to do with Star Wars. No mention of it, nothing. This is, in fact, the best way that I could come up with how to describe what this thing is. It's a turn-based game, so it's kind of like Final Fantasy kind of shit. But you get your characters and you have to move them around on a board. So you've got all the... It's actually like Final Fantasy Tactics, for anybody that remembers it. It's very much like that. However, this is also like a very intricate game of rock, paper, scissors. Because you've got... I think there's like 5 different classes of guys that you can have on your team. Maybe 6. Actually, it probably was 6. But you got all these classes... And like 2 of them were support classes. They were like magic users and bow and arrow guys. So they're just good on their own, but they don't have any. They're not like particularly strong or weak against anybody, but they're just good on their own. But then you get the three regular classes, and they go light class, medium class, and heavy class. Shut up, Shizuka. And each one has something over one of the other ones. So, if you play as a light class character, you got a light class guy out there, and you're going up against a medium guy, he's going to beat the shit out of you. I mean, he's probably going to drop you in one hit. It's going to be bad. But, if you're a light class guy, and you're going up against a heavy class guy, you're going to kick his ass. Because the heavy class guys are the heaviest, the strongest, and the slowest. Then they got the medium class guys, and then you got the light class guys, and they're the quickest. They're very agile. So it's actually very hard for the heavy guys. If they can land a hit on them, they'll fucking wreck them. But the problem is that the heavy guys, they have the hardest time in the world actually landing that hit on the light class guys. Against the medium guys, they'll just tear them apart. But against the light class guys, they suck. And the medium guys, they're terrible against the heavy guys, but they're fantastic against the light guys. It's rock, paper, scissors. This one beats that one beats that one, and this one beats that one. That's how it works. It's brilliant the way that they did it. It really is. It all comes down to planning out where you're going to put your guy and who you're going to put there. So if you like to think, you know, like a strategy type of thing, that is a fantastic game. Now I'm moving on. Okay, we're moving on. We're going to something from 1995, and I had this game on the Sega Genesis. God, wow. This is hands down my favorite game from the Sega Genesis. This is X-Men 2 Clone Wars. Oh my god, I love that game. That game was the shit. And what was so fantastic about it? Well, because one of the 6 characters that you could pick to play as was the Beast. Yes, you could play. This is my little bobbly head Beast. His head doesn't bobble, but he's like a little happy you know, whatever. I'm the Beast. You could play as the Beast, and he looked like the Beast, and he fought like the Beast. He was fantastic. One of the best characters to play as, probably the best character to play as, because he had so many damn moves. Because if you look at the comic books, the Beast can do anything in combat. He's so agile that, you know, he could do all kinds of moves and shit. Same thing in the game. You know, a lot of the other characters, you had the Beast, then you had Cyclops, Gambit, Nightcrawler, Psylocke, and Wolverine. And I think that you could also play as Magneto, if I remember that correctly, but you don't get that until like the end or near the end. With the melee guys, so you got Beast and Wolverine and Nightcrawler. Those guys are definitely melee characters. Psylocke too, I guess, but yeah. Iffy. She has that psychic butterfly shit that she can do. They're actually butterflies. But out of the melee guys, yeah, he was by far the best because he had so many damn moves that he could do, and it was just so much fun. I love that damn game. If you have a Sega Genesis, you need to get that game. It's X-Men 2, The Clone Wars, which is, I don't know why it's named so similarly to something that Star Wars did that I never want to ever be reminded of again, but still, the Beast. Yay, the Beast. My favorite guy is there. And last on this list, we're just going 1 through 5 right now. This is one that comes from 1996. This is one that I've spoken about before in live streams and stuff like that. I think I've even talked about it in a couple of videos here and there, a little bit. This is Daggerfall. Daggerfall was the second game in the Elder Scrolls series. The first game was Arena. I never played that one. But the next one is Daggerfall. I played that one. Oh, believe me, I played the shit out of that one. And it was amazing how much shit they could pack into one game. It was unbelievable. The amount of area that you can actually, like, walk around and check out in the game, it's roughly the size of Great Britain. That's a lot of shit to see. That's a hell of a lot of shit to see. You're going to be walking for a very long time just to see one side of it all the way to the other side of it. You're going to be walking a long ass time. And there was so much to do in it. God, it was fantastic. One of the things that I don't like about a lot of video games, what they do, at least for the last, like, what, 10 years or something like that, with, like, RPG type of games, is that they do, like, you go into town and you're like, hey, my guy needs to get a job. Where can I get a job? Where can I go do something? I got to get a job, so give me a job. In most games nowadays, it's like, there's specific people that you have to go see, and then it's like, okay, well, you want to get a job, you got to go talk to that guy over there, because that's the guy that doles out the jobs for everybody, and only that guy. Not like that in Daggerfall. No, you walk into town and you talk to, like, you know, some random dude walking around the street, and you just say, hey, who around here has work that I can do? And they will name like a dozen people, because it's like all the shopkeepers, you know, they're all like, hey, how you doing, man? You want to buy a sword? No? Oh, okay. Oh, you want a job? Yeah, actually, I do need somebody to go and pick up something from, you know, 4 towns over or some shit. If you're interested, you go do that. Or, well, you know, there's this one axe that I really wanted to get, but, you know, some fucking douchebag orc stole it, and he's hiding with all his buddies, and can you just go take care of them and bring me back that axe so I can sell it for a nice profit? Whatever. But anybody could be like somebody that can give you a job. That's one of the things that I loved about it, because it felt more like a real world. Like, I could go outside right now and talk to my neighbors and say, hey, I need to make some extra cash. Do you have any odd jobs that you need me to do? And some of them might say, nah. But others might say, yeah, sure, if you want to paint the fence. Or, hey, you want to mow the lawn? Some shit like that, you know? It's more like real life, because you can actually talk to these people and get jobs from them. And are they, you know, part of the main plot of Daggerfall. No, they have nothing to do with it. They're just, you know, I'm Barry, the guy who sells books and shit down the street. Oh, I need a book. Can you go find me this one book? Sure, I can do that. I love that game. I loved it. There was so much to do in it. It was actually, it was funny because I never beat it just because there was so much to do. And it was like, you know what? I don't even care about the main storyline. Screw that shit. I'm going to go out and have fun. So, you know, I played my character. I got him up to like level 80 or some shit like that. I made him a vampire. He had like mansions and shit. He at least had like one gigantic ass mansion, which you can't even really do anything with it, but you can own it. You can also own a boat. It like a giant seaworthy, you know, vessel kind of, not like a little boat that's like 20 feet. No, we're talking about like a 90-foot long boat and shit. You can buy one. Can you do anything with it? No, you can't do anything with it, but if you have enough money, you can just buy the damn thing. And just doing that also was fantastic in it because you would buy houses and shit like that by going to the bank. And in so many games, particularly in the Elder Scrolls series, when you go to get a house or anything like that, there's only specific ones that you can get. Not in Daggerfall, no. You go to the bank and you say, hey, I'm looking to buy a house. And they'll say, okay, this is what we have available. And then they'll give you a list of all the houses. And it's like, you can get that one, or you can get that one, or you can get that one, or that one. Whatever. Whatever you have the money for. Where the fuck is that in all these games nowadays? They don't do that anymore. And that was awesome. I loved it because it's like, oh, I can choose which one I want to live in. Does it really make a difference? Hell no, it doesn't make a difference, but I could do it. That would be fantastic if they could add that into shit now. I remember, you know, playing like Morrowind and Skyrim and all those things. You just get whatever house they give you. And it was like, okay, but aren't I like the savior of the whole universe or something? I mean, can't I pick out my own house? No? Really? Alright. Thanks. Oh, and I have to pay for it too, even though I'm saving all of you? Oh, cute. Thank you. Ugh. Anyways. That's enough rambling for me. I'm going to do a part 2 to this, which will be 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So stay tuned, and you'll see what else I think is really fantastic. And I think at the end of the second one, I'm going to do like a list of honorable mentions, because there are so many that I would love to put on, but I kind of wanted to just stick to the top 10 thing. So yeah, there's that. That's all done. Okay, so thanks for watching. I love you all. Big kiss, big smooch, big hug, and all that kind of stuff. And I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.